If you're new to carnivore or you're thinking about starting the carnivore diet, you're probably wondering what you can snack on carnivore. Today, I'm going to give a list of suggestions of carnivore snacks for that you can keep in your fridge or keep on hand that will help to keep you satisfied. Hi there, my name is Sue. Welcome to my channel. If you have not been here before, I've been eating a carnivore diet for a bit over 2 years, and I was on the phone the other night to my friend, and she's thinking about giving carnivore a go. Now, she said to me, she said, well, what do you have for snacks? And I said to her, well, I don't really snack anymore. And that got me thinking because, prior to carnivore, I used to snack all the time. Always been a snacker, like I was always looking for something to eat, and especially when I was highly plant-based, vegan, on a vegan diet and on a vegetarian diet, it felt like I was never satiated and I was always looking for food. So it's interesting that now, 2 years into my carnivore journey, I don't snack. I don't have any desire to. I don't have any kind of real thoughts about snacking. Very, very rarely that I want something to eat in between meals. But I remember when I first started on carnivore, I was the same. I was like, okay, so what can I have as a snack, So I had different things that I would keep on hand. Boiled eggs was one of my favourites. And so I thought I'd do a list today, of snacks that, you can keep on hand, keep in the fridge, keep with you in case you feel the need to have something to eat in between meals. So before I get started, I have been thinking about setting up a carnivore community, and so I'm asking for feedback from viewers who might be interested in joining. My thoughts were that if we could create a community where we can help each other, especially those of us who are having some issues with, that aren't resolving, or having a bit more of a bumpy journey on carnivore, with gut health and oxalate dumping, and if you've got mold issues or whatever, or having trouble losing weight, or just having a bit of a tough time and looking for advice, I thought having a community where we have quite a lot of us who have been through stuff like that, who can provide some advice and help, might be a good place, because it can be difficult kind of navigating this stuff on your own, and trying to find help from other carnivores can be difficult sometimes, because so many people, when they go into carnivore, just seem to have a fairly easy journey. And so when you're looking for help in amongst those people, you're not going to get it, because they don't even understand what you're talking about, and they think you must be doing something wrong, or that there's something weird about you because your gut's still playing up or whatever. So I thought, if I can get some feedback, and if I get enough interest, then I'll set this community up. If not, then I'll put it on the back burner for a while. So I have set up a page on my website, and I'll put the link to that below. I'll put it on the screen, but I'll put it also below the video, where you can go and just pop in your name and your email address, any thoughts, any suggestions, and then that way I can email you once I have decided what I'm doing with this. And I'm looking at a charge probably of about $5 a month for the community. So if that's something that you think might be of value to you, then go and click on my link below, go to my website and fill in that form, and then that way I can let you know and keep you updated once I've kind of made a decision. All right, so let's get on to these carnivore snacks. So the first one that I wanted to talk about is pork rinds. So pork rinds are a really delicious carnivore snack. Here in New Zealand, we don't have much in the way of packaged, ready-to-eat food that we can buy on the carnivore diet. Not clean options anyway. I've looked at every packet of jerky that I could see in New Zealand, and there are none that are clean. They've got sugar in them, and they're made with soy sauce and things that I won't put in my body. So they're just not an option. If I want jerky or some kind of dried meat, then I have to make it myself. The pork rinds are almost the same, but not quite. So there's two brands that I have found here in New Zealand that have clean versions. Okay, so one of them is Snicks. Snicks are made in Cambridge, and they have 3 different varieties. So they have two packets that are different colours from this one. So one's white and blue, and I think the other one's white and red. The blue and the red versions are flavoured. They contain stuff that I won't put in my body. I think they've got sugar in them and they've got flavour enhancers and stuff. Whereas this one here in the yellow packet is just pork rind and salt. So these are the ones that I'll buy. These are the hardest ones to find because they're not flavoured. But, you know, if you search around, you'll eventually find some. If you live in New Zealand, Pack and Save, New World, and Countdown all tend to have them, but they don't necessarily have the plain salt version. There are other brands of pork rinds here in New Zealand. Mr. Hamfreys is really common in the supermarkets. It's made in Australia, but it's cooked in sunflower oil. And then there's a couple of other brands that have, you know, flavourings and MSG and sugar and all sorts of garbage on them, and again cooked in seed oils. So they're not something that I would consider eating. There is another brand online called Grandma's. Now I've just ordered some of those. They are just pork and salt, and they also have chicken skins as well, cooked in their own fat. So I have ordered some of those to try, and they look like they're more puffy. The Snicks ones are more like traditional pork rind that you would cook yourself, whereas I think the Grandma's ones look like they're kind of more puffy, like obviously heated a lot more, like the Mr. Hamfreys and those. So, and a lot of the ones you get in the US. So that's the options with pork rinds. The other option, of course, is to buy pork skin and cook it yourself, and that's the absolute best option. There is a real shortage of free-range pork here in New Zealand. We need more free-range pig farmers. If you're thinking about doing that, go for it. There is an outfit online called Poaka, and they do free-range pork, and they have pork skin, but the delivery's too expensive. I was going to order some stuff from them, and I was just like, no, I'm not going there because it's way too expensive, and so that's just not an option. But if you can get free-range pork skin, then that is absolutely the best, and you can just do your own with some salt, and it's just amazing. So pork rinds is a very popular carnivore snack. Now the next one, of course, is boiled eggs. As I mentioned, I used to keep a lot of boiled eggs in my fridge when I first started on the carnivore diet, and you can cook those up, you know, a heap of them at once, keep them in the fridge, and then you've got, you can take them with you, or you can just eat them at home, you know, whatever. The next option is cold meat. So, you know, if you're cooking a roast or something like that, you know, a leg of lamb or a big piece of roast beef or a chicken, and then you can keep it cold in the fridge, and you can eat that. If you feel like snacking, one of my favourites is roast beef with some salt on, and just put a big lump of butter on the top of that and eat it. That's a really yummy snack, I think. My next on my list is cold chicken drumsticks or chicken wings. So they're really easy to cook up, and I mean, you can cook a pile up for dinner, have more than what you need, so you've got some in the fridge for snacks for the next day. And then another really popular carnivore snack is crispy bacon. So you can cook up bacon in the air fryer, or you can cook it on a baking sheet in the oven until it's really crispy, and then let it go cold, and then you can pop that into a plastic bag, you know, to take with you. You can pop it in your handbag or in your pocket if you're going out somewhere, and you can take that with you, and then you've got a really nice crunchy little bacon snack to have on the run. So the next couple are fine if you tolerate dairy, okay? So raw milk or a raw milk shake are an option if you tolerate dairy. So you can make a raw milk milkshake. You know, you can put yogurt or kefir in there. Carnivore friendly protein powder if you do that. I use here in New Zealand off and on the Mitchell's brand. It's a bone broth protein powder. And it's quite nice, and in the States I think they have Equip as the same kind of thing, just a different brand but the same sort of thing. You can also have cheese, of course, as a snack if you tolerate dairy. You can have dried meat, so as I said, like jerky or biltong, but again, watch your ingredients if you're buying it ready-made, or just make it yourself. I mean, it's if you've got a dehydrator, or even in your oven, you can dehydrate meat in the oven. Just put it on its lowest setting, and lay your meat out in there, and leave it, you know, overnight or whatever, and that'll dry it out really well. So you just want it on about 50 degrees Celsius, I think, is usually about the lowest. Or if you've got a dehydrator, of course, you can do it in that. bone broth with butter is a really nice kind of snack. It's not a chewy snack, it's a drinky snack. But yeah, you just you can either make your own bone broth, or you can buy something that's ready made, heat it up, pop some butter in there, blend it up with a milk frother, or pop it in the blender, and that makes a really nice snack. Another one is egg wrap flatbreads. So I'll pop a link to my recipe for egg white wraps below, and you can spread them with butter and just eat them like that, or you can put cold meat or egg or whatever into them and roll them up and eat those, or you can put some cheese and meat or whatever on them and put them into a sandwich press, and melt the cheese and make them like a toasted sandwich or those sorts of things. They're really yummy as well. And then there's, of course, there's dried meat bars like the Carnivore bar or the Epic venison bar. I've got a link to that below. They, again, look at what's your ingredients, look at the ingredients on the labels, decide whether what's in them is things that you want to put into your body. I mean, some of the varieties might have some dried fruit in them or some honey. So it's up to you whether you want to eat those or not. Everyone's different as to what they want to include in their diets, but you just want to make sure you're keeping the sugar out of them and the additives and things like that, because some of those meat bars, when you look at the ingredients, they're just full of garbage. So yeah, reading the ingredients is really important. And then, of course, you can make your own carnivore bars. The original pemmican, that's how they've originated, obviously. Pemmican's been made for a long, long time, and it is just made out of dried ground meat and fat. And I'll put a link to my video below showing how I make that. You can add other things into your pemmican. So traditionally it was often had berries in it or honey. And so, if that's something you allow in your diet, you can add those to your pemmican as well. And pemmican will keep for years if it's stored correctly. So you can make that up as a survival food and have it as a snack. And, as long as you've got it stored well, then it'll keep for a very long time. So that is my list of suggested carnivore snacks. If I have forgotten anything or not mentioned anything, pop that below, because I would like to know if you have any other ideas for carnivore snacks. And if you've got any other comments or questions, put them below as well, and I'll get to them as soon as I can. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe and give it a thumbs up. And I thank you very much for watching, and I will talk to you again another day. Goodbye for now.